start with 15-gallon head tank unit, and we're going to start disassembling. Start by cutting your wires, your zip ties off of the DEF boot with a 9. Right, and then you're going to release the terminals, just a standard Deutsch release, terminal release. You can see down inside how it looks, how you release it. Once you get them all released, just pull them all out. Make sure you have them all labeled, so that way you know where they go. You take the vent with the 2 screws. Some of them are Torx, some of them are Phillips. These both are Phillips. Set this off to the side because you're going to reuse that on the donor head unit. Slide your piece of tubing off the end. Set that off to the side. Now you can remove the DEF head sensor. You're going to pop that out, wiggle it down, and then you're going to pull the actual sensor wires. Don't yank here. Grab up here and pull straight down and out. And that's going to remove the actual DEF head sensor from there. We already cut these zip ties off. We're going to unlace the boot off of the head unit. Also, set this off to the side. So now your suction or your measurement pipe, you're going to need to drill it out. Okay, that's off. Take yourself a very small punch. Have a little block or something to tap that on. Get that halfways out of there. Pry up on it. Pop the rivet out. That's what the rivet looks like in case anybody was wondering. And that's just a picture of just the DEF sensor portion. And cut it. Alright, then you have this pile of screws that you're going to utilize for this right here. This is what's going to attach this pipe out of the donor head unit that we have. This is the LT 11 gallon, 15.5, 15.9, and 25-gallon tank. And then this is the suction tube or whatever you want to call it out of it. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to take that screw. I would highly recommend do not use power tools when doing this, just because it's all fragile plastic and it's probably going to break. So go ahead and get that ran down in. Then you can go ahead and put your nuts and washers on, and then that concludes this portion for assembling it. So this is the DEF head boot. It goes on the end of the sensor. You're going to take the sensor, dump it in some water, dump the boot in some water. The boot's a little bit of a pain to get on, but you kind of just snake it down in through, pull it up. And you kind of get it situated in there. Pull your boot over. Then you're going to take your ties. Pull them together as close as you can. And right in this area here, go ahead and get your boot lock down. And you're just going to do it for the same side. Do that on the same side. Load. Flip those off. Now you're ready to put it back into the tank, essentially. Head unit portion. So then it's going to be hard to show, but there's a seal up in here. It looks like this. And you got to fish it up through there, so you can understand that it'll go up in like this. And it will. We won't record that part, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You can go ahead and get started. You can put your 2 screws in there. That's going to keep the stanchion pipe here, we'll call it, up against the actual header portion. You just run it down in, and I'm choosing to use lock washers on mine too. So, and after that, we'll move on to installing the top portion and what goes on from there. And then you can go ahead and you can get started. Get your O-ring started on there. Slide your DEF filter up in there. Put it into place. Get your little clippy. Put your little clippy on there so it doesn't fall off. Make sure it's locked in place. That takes care of that portion. The next portion is going to be installing the vent. Make sure your cap's in place in case you are shipping it. Make sure this is lubricated with a little bit of water. Fold your wire down so it's down in place. Go ahead and get that pushed down. And get your screw started in there. Then you'll go ahead and get your screw started in there, and we'll talk about the wiring, lengthening of these wires here next.